I've been very supportive about fracking because energy independence is critical. It's a no-brainer to support fracking, and I've been very strong supporter of fracking.
John Fetterman, who signed a pledge to ban fracking in 2016, of course now says that he supports it, now claiming he was always a big supporter of fracking. But as always, the past is there to haunt phony politicians.
I don't support fracking at all, and I never have.
Yeah, I called for a moratorium on fracking.
I do not support its expansion. I don't support it in areas like our national forests. I don't support it in untouched green areas and places like that.
Learns from the best, I suppose, and by the best we might mean the worst, because here is Joe Biden on fracking.
I am not banning fracking, no matter how many times Donald Trump lies about me.
Would there be any place for fossil fuels, including coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated.
I guarantee you, we're going to end fossil fuel, and I am not going to cooperate with you, okay?
We deserve a better political class in this country. I think that's needless to say. Dr. Oz joins us now. He is not a career politician. You know, sir, it's good to have you back on. This is exactly why people hate career politicians, isn't it?
Well, this is a stunning moment for me because when we finally got him on a debate stage, I challenged him to defend his radical views. It was the moderators who were asking the questions as you are right now. They're based on the facts of what he said in the past. He called fracking a stain on Pennsylvania. He pushed to eliminate the Keystone Pipeline. And the quote you just gave, which he said multiple times, was that he wouldn't support fracking. He never has. Yet he keeps saying the opposite today. And this is why Washington keeps getting it wrong with these radical positions, where people just won't own what they're saying. I want to bring balance to Washington. I want folks to work across the aisle. I want to fix the problems plaguing our country. We have to have fracking and drilling. We have to unleash energy in America. It'll reduce inflation. It'll hugely benefit the local communities in Pennsylvania. It'll bring billions of revenue, additional revenue to the state. We cannot even think about banning fracking, yet Fetterman said it when it made sense. It was convenient for him. But now there's a general election. He's trying to pretend that he's in the middle. And I'll tell you something. The people who produce energy in Pennsylvania are petrified of him because they think their businesses are at risk if he gets involved.
And every American that lives in a cold place should be petrified of this, because if they had their way, you'd be burning your rocking chair to keep warm in your house by probably February, because as we all know, without fossil fuels, we don't have enough energy. The world's not even close. Fetterman's hometown paper, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, endorsed you, calling you a unifier and better prepared to lead, while citing Fetterman's anti-fracking policies, of course, and lack, this is much more important to most people, lack of real-world work experience. Right now, you're ahead by 3 points, a new Insider Advantage poll. He's being called out on his lies even by some in the liberal press at this point. What are your thoughts on that paper and their endorsement?
Well, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette is the premier paper in Pittsburgh. It's his paper. They know him better than anybody. And what they're really saying is he has these far-left ideologies that he's unwilling to compromise on. He cannot work with people who don't agree with him. So he's not going to be able to make things happen in Washington. And in Pennsylvania, that's the main question I get asked by voters. Will you just fix the issues that are plaguing us? Help us with the economy, with runaway inflation. Don't increase our taxes. Fetterman's tried to do that every job he's ever had, although he hasn't paid his own taxes 67 times, which everyone in his hometown knows. He's had problems trying to deal with just the basic realities of crime and drugs, which are rampant now in Pennsylvania because he's taken far-left positions, right? He wants to release 1/3 of all prisoners. He seems to always want to protect the criminal, take care of them over the innocent. Yep. And with drug policy, it's shameful. He wants to legalize all drugs and wants an open border. Oregon tried that already. They have a 50% increase in homicide rates by doing that. That's why the Fraternal Order of Police endorsed me unanimously, because they know I have their back. These are simple steps. We can fix them. They're not difficult, but you got to at least be honorable with your positions.
Yeah, you make a great point about the far left always wants to protect the criminals. They see the criminals as the real victims of society, and actual victims to them are just collateral damage that we should all just, disregard and ignore as much as we can. I want to get your thoughts on this. Pennsylvania court ruled undated mail-in ballots cannot be counted in the midterms. That seems like a pretty big win for secure elections.
As I've told folks from the moment this campaign started, no matter what court decisions are made and will happen in the future, when all the votes are counted, we will win. And here's why. The key question that everyone's got to be asking themselves as they head to the polls, are you happy with the country's direction? And I tell audiences, and I'm stumping with Pat Toomey in a few minutes, I'm going to say the same thing to that group. If someone says yes to that question, that they're happy with where the country's headed, take their car keys away. They should not be driving in that condition. But 70% of people are going to say, no, it's a disaster. We don't want this for our nation. We proudly want to go back to where we were. Those people will vote for change. That's what I stand for. I believe in the American dream. We are a land of opportunity, and I believe in you, because together we'll make this happen.
I think, honestly, in your state, I expect to see you get a lot of support from Democrats in your state, because I think, you know, the kind of Democrats that are in Pennsylvania, they're Trump Democrats, and I mean, they don't like this nonsense right now. What we're seeing in this country the last couple of years, most mainstream Democrats can't stand what's happening in this country. I got 30 seconds left. Just want to get your closing argument, maybe the last time we talk until the election.
I stand for bringing balance to Washington, to work across the aisle, get past the partisan bickering, and actually address the issues. As you pointed out at the open, I'm not a politician. I'm a heart surgeon. What we do is pretty straightforward. We focus on the big problem, in my case, the heart, pretty important organ, and I work together with everybody, because unified, we're much stronger than divided. That's the message for Pennsylvanians.
It's a good message. Dr. Oz, thank you so much. Good to see you.
God bless.